Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Mr Wahab Syakhirul Alim as the lecturer of Psycholinguistics subject and our beloved my friend of the class of semester. Shortly, we are from the C group of Psycholinguistics subject. Like to explain about error in speech production and perception. My name is Lu'a Awalina as moderator. Ahmad Royhan Mulantara as the first speaker to explain about the definition of speech production and speech perception. Nurul Hasanah as the second speaker to explain about production error. Lina Arifah as the third speaker to explain about definition of speech error. Anindya as the first speaker to explain about kind of speech error. And the last speaker, Ahmad Fauzi, as the first speaker to explain about perception error. The following is an explanation of the material from our group. Happy watch.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope all of my friends still keep happy, still keep healthy and keep spirit. Okay, now before I would like to explain about definition, speech production and speech perception. Right now, I want to introduce myself. My name is Ahmad Royhan Mulantara. Okay, now I would like to explain about definition, speech production and speech reception. Speech production is a hierarchical process starting with the activation of idea which is intended to be communicated process which the activation of word. It is about definition, speech production, and for speech perception is before the advanced modern signal processing technology, linguistics, and psychologists believed that speech perception was a fairly incomplete start for word process. Okay, thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, allow me beforehand to introduce myself. My name is Lina Arifah and I will explain about the definition speech error. Speech error referred to as a tongue slip, the Latin lapsus linguae, or sometimes self-denoted lapsus linguae, or speech error is deviation consciously or unconsciously from the form of speech that seems in text. Speech error has become common phenomena happened among children who have refined their speech. Besides, it is also common for them to enter the popular culture as a kind linguistic flavoring, for instance. And speech error may be used intentionally for humorous effect. And then, definition of speech error from Bummer and Lover is slip of the tongue is an involuntary deviation in performance from the speaker, current phonological, grammatical, or lexical intentions. Okay, maybe enough for me. And the end, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Anindya. I'm the third speaker of 6th group in Psycholiguistics subject. Now I will explain about the types of speech errors. There are 8 types and I will explain about them. Number 1 is silent pause. Silent pause is a period of no speech between word speed of taking is almost entirely determined by the amount of such pausing. Continue. Number 2 is correction. In English, has two remarkable devices by which speakers and signal just why they are stopping the interjection as like oh, well, say, and etc. And the correction is I mean, that is, well, and etc. Number 3 is about filled pause. In filled pause, there is a gap filled by word or the like and the others. Number 4 is false start or alliteration. Correction of a word is collected and alliteration symbolized by the line. For example, there and line those dirty cups. Number 5, false start to but retrace it. Corrected of a word also included the repeating of one or more words before the corrected word. This retrace is symbolized by the line 2. For example, turn on the stove, line the heater. Number 6 is repeats and repetition or repetition of one or more is a row. Number 7 is stutters. Speakers do the stutters because they are hesitant, stumbling, tense, jerky, or nervous, and stutters are symbolized by dots. Let's go to the CC cinema and please open the door. And the last is interjection. Hesitation pause indicate the speakers have to stop to think about what they are saying. I think that are my explanation about the types of speech errors, and thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Hasana. I want to explain about production error. Production error, it is about any inadvertent flaws in a speaker use of their language. It can call as a slip of tongue, involuntary deviation in performance from the speaker's current phonological, grammatical, or lexical attention. The unit can be various size. Surprisingly, even though smaller, it claimed by that the unit can be moved, add, or omitted during the error speech. And for the example, individual sounds are being manipulated on various ways. This only possible if the speaker does indeed organize the speech word in terms of this unit. And thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Ahmad Fauzi. I'm going to be explaining about the perception error. In speech perception, listener focus attention on the sound of speech and notice phonetic detail about pronunciation that are often not noticed at all in normal speech. communication. Perception error can be viewed as slip of the ear and provides evidence for the same sort of linguistic phenomenon as those slip of the tongue. They do this, however, from the point of view of the listener rather than the speaker. For example, the fact that many slip of the ear involves the misunderstanding of a single segment of phonetic feature or metastasis of pair of this shows that the speech stream is divided into units as it is perceived, not just when spoken. Since such slips always result in possible, though not always actual words, this kind of slips indicates that the listener know what to expect in the way sequence of sound. The simple slip of the ear involves only misperception of one or more sounds or the mishearing of word boundary. As like in the following example, when I say death in Venice, but you hear deaf in Venice, it means you are in perceptual error. You are perception, because I say deaf but you hear deaf. For example, if I say what are those sticks, but you hear what are those sticks, I say sticks but you hear sticks. When I say give them an ice bucket, but you hear give them a nice bucket, I say an ice but you hear a nice bucket. Well, other perception error are more drastic in nature. The phrase that is heard is significantly different from the intended phrase. This occurs because the listener is trying to edit what is heard into meaningful utterance, as we do whenever we listen to speech. If part of the speech channel is not heard, then the listener unconsciously reconstructs what was said, often filling in the gap with sound or words that were never there in the first place, and changing other words to make sense out of the whole phrase. Example of this type is like when I say a coconut Danish, but you hear a coconut Danish, it means you are in perceptual error. Your perception is error because I say a cook and a Danish, but you hear a coconut Danish. When I say pledge allegiance to the flag, but you hear play jelly dance to the flag, the phrase is different. You are in perceptual error. That's all my explanation. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for your attention. Sorry if there are mistakes. That was the end of the presentation from our group. May be useful for all of us. And I hope the audience can understand what we have explanation. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.